Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
The ancient Hebrew scriptures foretold of the Anointed One, Yeshua HaMashiach. The Messiah Yeshua came to call the people back to the truth of His word and to follow that righteous path. Yeshua then called Jewish men to be His disciples, and after His death and resurrection, those Jewish men told the world about the Jewish Messiah. Now, after 2,000 years, Beth Goyim Messianic congregation has that same calling of those Jewish men, telling all people, both Jew and Gentile, about the proper ancient path, teaching the Route 66 King's Highway from Genesis through to Revelation, and how you need and can get back to the proper roots of the faith and a closer walk with God. Now, let's hear the message.
Amen. Let's go get a blessing.
Vamos en búsqueda de una bendición.
Turn to Genesis chapter 6.
Abramos nuestras Biblias en Génesis número 6.
If you have the PowerPoint slide, for starting on slide number 26.
Si tienes la diapositiva, estamos empezando en la número 6.
26.
26.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're just going to review a little bit for about 10 minutes. Just go over what we did a little bit last week.
Vamos a repasar un poco, aproximadamente unos 10 minutos, lo que vimos la semana pasada.
Because we're going to be going through the proclamation today.
Porque vamos a estar viendo las proclamaciones.
Okay. We're in Genesis chapter 6, verse 11 and 12.
Génesis capítulo 6, versículo 11 y 12.
The earth was corrupt before Elohim. The earth was filled with violence. Elohim saw the earth, and yes, it was corrupt, for all living beings had corrupted their ways on earth. Amen?
Amen.
All right. So, in our review of this, that we're just going to go over a little bit,
En el repaso que vamos a ver ahora,
all animals and people on the land had stopped following God.
todos los animales y los seres humanos sobre la tierra pararon de seguir a Elohim.
Okay? And when this happens, God gets kind of aggravated.
Cuando esto sucede, Jehová se molesta mucho.
Okay? And when God gets aggravated, He is slow to anger.
Cuando Jehová se molesta, sabemos que Él es tardo para la ira,
But eventually, He does have to spank His children.
pero eventualmente esto va a suceder. Él te va a dar tus palmadas.
You're still traumatized, aren't you?
Y aún sigues traumatizado.
Okay? And if we look at verse 12 again,
Si vemos el versículo número 12 nuevamente,
it says, Elohim saw the earth, and yes, it was corrupt, for all living beings had corrupted their ways on the earth. It's amazing that this could happen.
es fascinante que esto pudo pasar.
How you could see people go into death and not do anything about it.
Como podemos ver a personas que van derecho a la muerte y no hacen nada al respecto.
But this is where Jehovah gave us the rabbinicship and the pastorship.
Aquí fue donde Jehová nos mostró un patrón de liderazgo.
The leaders, the faith leaders.
Los ficticios.
The real job of a faith leader is to tell people the truth. Faith.
Faith. I thought it was fake. Discúlpeme, la palabra es la fe. Los líderes reales de la fe.
Okay? And There are young people looking for the truth,
Y hay muchos jóvenes buscando la verdad,
but they're seeing hypocrisy in the pulpit.
pero están viendo mucha hipocresía en el púlpito.
And the worst sin of the pulpit is to kill people in the name of Messiah.
Y el peor pecado del púlpito es matar a personas en el nombre del Mesías.
Because when you don't tell them the truth,
Porque cuando tú no les dices la verdad,
that's when things get corrupted.
ahí es cuando se empieza a corromper todo.
Now, here, how did things get corrupted?
Aquí cómo se corrompe todo.
Because we're products of what happened here in Genesis.
Porque somos producto de lo que aconteció aquí en el Génesis.
See, inside of us is good and evil.
Miremos que el bien y el mal está dentro de nosotros.
And you have to choose good over evil.
Y tú debes escoger el bien por encima del mal.
And what is that?
¿Y qué es eso?
See, when you're breaking the Shabbat
Cuando estás quebrantando el Shabbat,
and let's say going to work,
o vamos a decir, te vas al trabajo,
or you got a little bit of a head cold and you don't come to Shabbat at the congregation.
o tal vez tienes un dolorcito de cabeza menor, no algo muy grave, y te quieres quedar en casa.
That is corruption,
Eso es corrupción,
because you allowed the evil to take over your life.
porque permites que el maligno tome posesión de tu vida.
And this is what corruption is.
Y esto es lo que es la corrupción.
So here in the book of Genesis chapter 6,
Aquí en el libro de Génesis capítulo número 6,
everything on the land, both people and animals,
aquí los animales y los seres humanos
had corrupted their own ways.
corrompieron sus propias vidas.
And here it's a very important word, and then we're going to move on to the next slide.
Esto es algo muy importante y vamos a seguir en la próxima diapositiva.
Because Yeshua uses this word.
Porque Yeshua usa esta palabra que es muy importante.
The word is way.
La palabra es camino.
It is H1870.
Es H1870.
It's the Hebrew word derek.
Es la palabra hebrea derek.
It means the way,
Significa el camino,
the road,
el sendero, el camino,
the path,
el
path, like you're walking on a path,
un
sidewalk,
sendero,
direction,
dirección,
habit,
hábito,
a course of life.
un curso de vida.
Number 6, a moral character.
Y número 6, un carácter moral.
Okay, so when everybody does not follow the way,
Aquí vemos que cuando no caminamos en el camino,
then they lose their moral character.
ellos pierden o nosotros perdemos el carácter moral.
Now, if one person loses their moral character,
Una persona pierde su carácter moral,
okay, then that's not too bad.
eso no está tan mal.
But then a town loses its moral character, it's getting worse.
Pero si tu vecindario pierde el carácter moral, ya se está empeorando.
Then when a state loses its moral character,
Cuando el Estado pierde el carácter moral,
then you have a bigger problem.
ahí tienes un problema mayor.
And then that state will take over another state.
Y entonces este Estado tomará en posesión otro Estado.
And they can kill people because they have no morals.
Y podría matar a personas porque no tienen morales.
But what about you killing yourself?
Pero ¿qué tal de tú mismo a matarte a ti mismo?
See, when you get corruption, you kill yourself.
¿Ves? Cuando tienes la corrupción, te estás matando a ti mismo.
It's self-destruction.
Es destrucción a sí mismo.
But that corruption corrupts others.
pero esa corrupción corrompe a otros.
And this is what happened in Genesis.
Y esto es lo que acontece en Génesis.
There wasn't billions of people on the planet like there is today.
No habían billones de personas como lo es hoy.
So there was less people to corrupt,
Había menos personas para corromper,
but so the corruption goes quicker.
pero entonces la corrupción se esparce más rápido.
Okay? So what had happened is everything except for one man
Todo sucede, pero excepto un hombre
was corrupted.
fue corrompido.
And then God said, I've had enough of this garbage.
Y Jehová dijo, ya tuve suficiente con esta basura.
So let's go on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
We're going on to section number 8.
Vamos a la sección número 8.
We're going to spend a fair amount of tonight's study on verse 13.
Vamos a pasar la mayor parte de nuestro tiempo en esta noche en el versículo 13.
Okay, this verse 13 is called the proclamation.
El versículo número 13 se llama la proclamación.
We're now in Genesis, Parasha, chapter 6, verse 13.
Estamos ahora en Génesis capítulo 6, versículo 13.
See, the thing about our God is he does nothing in secret.
Veamos que nuestro Dios, Jehová, no hace nada en secreto.
All right, let's read verse 13.
Vamos a leer el versículo número 13.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. For because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? So there's 5 key sections in the one sentence.
En esta oración tenemos 5 secciones claves.
The first one is Elohim said.
La primera es Elohim dijo.
The second one is the end of all.
La segunda es el fin de todo.
End of all.
Fin de todo.
End of all.
Fin de todo.
Third section is because of them.
La tercera sección es por causa de ellos.
Because of them.
Por causa de ellos.
Because of them.
Por causa de ellos.
Fourth section is earth is filled.
La cuarta sección es la tierra está llena.
Earth is filled.
La tierra está llena.
Earth is filled.
La tierra está llena.
And then finally the fifth section is I will destroy.
Y la última sección finalmente sería yo destruiré.
I will destroy.
Yo destruiré.
Okay, so let me say that again because this is a study.
Vamos a repetir esto nuevamente porque esto es un estudio.
Elohim said is number 1.
Elohim dijo es número 1.
Elohim said number 1.
Elohim dijo número 1.
Number 2, end of all.
Número 2, fin de todo.
End of all.
Fin de todo.
Number 3, because of them.
Por causa de ellos. Número 3,
Because of them.
por causa de ellos.
Fourth one is earth is filled.
La tierra está llena.
Earth is filled.
La tierra está llena.
And then fifth one is I will destroy.
Y la número 5 sería yo destruiré.
Now, when God says something,
Ahora, cuando Dios dice algo,
he does not have empty threats.
Él no tiene what would be threats? Él no, sus amenazas no son vacías.
You know, there's a lot of people that say a lot of things but don't really do it.
Hay muchas personas que dicen mucho, pero en realidad no hacen nada.
But Jehovah, when he says something, he's going to do it.
Cuando Jehová dice algo, Él lo va a hacer.
What, Denise?
He knows what his voice sounds like.
Yes, he knows what his voice sounds like.
Él
doesn't
sabe
need to hear
cómo
himself
suena su
talk.
voz.
He doesn't need to hear himself talk. Okay?
No necesita escucharse a sí mismo.
So, we go on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
We got the conversation and the proclamation of destruction.
Tenemos la conversación y la proclamación de la destrucción.
That would be coming to all who live on the land.
Esto llegará a todos los que viven sobre la faz de la tierra.
Jehovah Elohim also tells us the reason.
Jehová Elohim también nos dice la razón.
Total evil in his sight.
Completamente malvado ante su vista.
And we must remember that all choices have good and bad consequences.
Y debemos de saber de que cada elección o escogencia tiene el bien o el mal. Es para
Okay.
bien o es para mal.
Now, let's be reminded
Vamos a ser recordados
that the Torah is not written on parchment yet.
que la Torah no está escrita en papel, en pergamino, en aún.
The Torah is inscribed in our hearts.
La Torah está escrita en nuestro corazón.
Okay? So, why are we going over this so slow? We're in 5D.
¿Por qué vamos tan despacio sobre esta sección número 5D?
Okay, this is City Gate Messianic Bible Study, Genesis, Parasha number 5D.
Este es el estudio bíblico de la puerta hacia la ciudad, de la puerta de la ciudad, número 5D.
Now, why are we studying this?
¿Por qué estamos estudiando esto?
Because it is evil in Jehovah's sight.
Porque es lo malvado ante los ojos de Jehová.
And Yeshua said, when Yeshua was asked a question, or Messiah was asked a question,
Al Mesías se le hizo una pregunta.
and he was asked, who are my brothers and sisters?
La pregunta fue, ¿quiénes son mis hermanos y mis hermanas?
And he said, those who do what my Father in heaven wants.
Y su respuesta fue, aquellos que hacen la voluntad de mi Padre que está en el cielo.
So here, all the way back in the beginning of the Bible,
Aquí regresé desde el principio de la Biblia.
it was Jehovah that looked in our hearts,
Fue Jehová quien vio en nuestro corazón.
and he can hear your thoughts and see what's in your mind.
Y Él puede ver tus pensamientos y saber lo que hay en tu mente.
And he said, I don't like what I see in anybody except for one man.
Y Él dijo, no me gusta nada de lo que veo en ninguna de estas personas, excepto solo una.
That's why Yeshua gave us the book of Revelation.
Por esto es que Yeshua nos dio el libro de revelaciones.
Because in the book of Revelation,
Porque en el libro de revelaciones,
he tells us what's going to happen.
Él nos dice lo que va a acontecer.
And he says, this is going to be the steps of what happens when all evil comes on the earth.
Y Él nos dice, estos son los pasos de lo que va a acontecer cuando el mal llegue sobre la faz de la tierra.
So, to understand the book of Revelation,
Para entender el libro de revelaciones,
you have to understand the Torah,
tú tienes que entender la Torá
and even more so the book of Genesis.
y aún más el libro de Génesis.
Because God said, I'm not going to destroy the world with a flood again,
Porque Jehová dice, yo no voy a destruir el mundo con una inundación nuevamente,
but he is going to allow us to destroy ourselves.
pero Él va a permitir a que nos destruyamos nosotros mismos.
Remember, every choice that you make
Recuerda, cada elección que haces
can have a good consequence
puede tener una consecuencia buena
and a bad consequence.
o una mala.
And this is why God gave us the written law.
Y por esto es que Jehová nos dio las leyes por escrito.
Okay? So, in the verse that we just read,
En el versículo que ya acabamos de leer,
it's a conversation and a proclamation.
es una conversación y una proclamación.
Let's go back one slide.
Vamos a retroceder una diapositiva.
So we're going back one slide, Junior. Back one slide. Let's read verse 13.
Vamos a leer versículo 13.
Because it's a conversation and a proclamation.
Porque es una conversación y una proclamación.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? Who is he talking to?
¿A quién Él le está hablando?
He's talking to Noah.
Él está hablando a Noé.
So he's got the conversation.
Y aquí vemos la conversación, el hablar.
Then at the end of verse 13,
Y al final del versículo número 13,
we have the proclamation.
tenemos la proclamación.
And at the beginning of verse
Y
13,
en el principio del versículo 13,
we see who is talking.
y vemos quién es que está hablando.
Okay, it is Elohim, it is the Godhead.
Es Elohim, el Padre,
No,
Dios,
it's the Godhead,
el Dios cabeza,
which includes the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
y que incluye al Padre, al Hijo y al Ruach HaKodesh.
Now, why do I say that?
Godhead, la deidad.
Okay, that's fine. Now, why do I say
Ahora
that?
people won't understand it, but-
Now, why do I say that?
Ahora, ¿por qué digo esto?
Because a lot of people misunderstand the Messiah Yeshua.
Porque muchas personas malinterpretan o no entienden al Mesías Yeshua.
They say he's all about love.
Porque dicen todo es amor con él.
Well, he loved us enough to come off his throne,
Él nos amó lo suficientemente para dejar su trono,
to try to show us how to live our lives.
para mostrarnos y ser modelo cómo vivir nuestras vidas.
But here in
Ejemplo.
verse 13,
Aquí en el versículo 13,
we see Elohim is having the conversation.
aquí vemos Elohim está teniendo una conversación.
Why does it say Elohim instead of Yehovah?
¿Por qué dice Elohim en vez de Jehová?
Yes, Denise, take your microphone.
Would it be because they're all as one? They're all one? So
They're
they're
all-
all in agreement?
They're all in agreement.
Están todos en comunión, de acuerdo.
See, this is what most pulpits don't teach.
Vemos que esto es lo que muchos púlpitos no están predicando o no están enseñando.
If Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Si Yeshua es el mismo ayer, hoy, mañana y siempre,
if he was in agreement with destroying the earth with the flood,
si Él estaba de acuerdo con la destrucción, con el diluvio,
don't think that he's going to let you into his father's house if you're eating pig.
no pienses o no creas tú que Él te va a dejar entrar a la casa de su padre si tú estás comiendo cerdo.
Just because you say you love him.
Simplemente porque dices que lo amas.
You understand what I'm saying, everybody?
¿Están entendiendo todos ustedes lo que estoy diciendo?
This is a very powerful verse.
Esto es un versículo muy poderoso.
And the reason why we put the Elohim there, the proper Hebrew title,
Y la razón por la cual aquí ponemos Elohim en el título apropiado en hebreo
is because once you see that Yeshua, our Messiah, is there
una vez que tú ves que Yeshua, nuestro Mesías, está allí
and agrees with his Father's determination,
y está de acuerdo con la determinación del Padre,
don't think just because he came as Messiah, he's changing who he is.
no pienses que por simple que Él vino como el Mesías, Él va a cambiar quién Él es.
He didn't say, Dad, don't destroy the world.
Él nunca dijo, papá, no destruyas el mundo.
They're my friends. Don't do that.
Ellos son mis amigos, no hagas eso.
He was like, okay, I agree with this.
Él dijo, ok, estoy de acuerdo con esto.
So now, fast forward,
Ahora avanzamos.
you got Moshe,
Tienes a Moisés,
you got the whole priesthood,
tiene a todo el sacerdocio.
you have the whole Old Testament showing good and bad times.
Vemos el Testamento Viejo, el que nos está mostrando los tiempos y los buenos.
Then Messiah comes as a man, as a baby.
Y así, y entonces viene el Mesías como un bebé
He shows you how to live your life according to his Father's will.
y te enseña cómo vivir tu vida de acuerdo a la voluntad del Padre.
And then he gets crucified by the Gentiles.
Y es crucificado por los gentiles.
Then he goes into the grave,
va a la tumba
and then he raises from the grave.
y se levanta de la tumba.
And he's still the same that he was back here in Genesis.
Y él aún sigue siendo el mismo quien es él aquí en el Génesis.
So then, like I said, he gives us the book of Revelation.
Y como les dije, él entonces luego nos da el libro de Apocalipsis.
And the book of Revelation is a conversation and a proclamation.
Y el libro de Apocalipsis es una conversación y una proclamación.
Let's go then. But Denise, did you have a comment or a question?
No. Taking notes.
Okay. So we go to the next slide where it says conversation and proclamation.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva que nos habla sobre la conversación y la proclamación.
So Revelation is a conversation with Yochanan, John, the disciple John.
El libro de Apocalipsis es una conversación que tiene el Yohanan o Juan.
It is a proclamation of what is going to happen in the future.
Es una proclamación de lo que va a acontecer en el futuro.
So God does nothing in secret.
Jehová no hace nada en secreto.
Okay, any questions or comments about the synopsis?
¿Algunas preguntas o comentarios sobre este resumen?
I think it was very wonderful. I mean, it just literally opened up my eyes, although I keep reading the word, the way that you pointed out that Elohim was in agreement, which just proves that Yeshua is not going to come to oppose the Father in the New Testament. Because a lot of people get that confused, like, oh, he's here, he's in a new set of laws, and so on and so forth. No, it just shows that he was always in agreement with his Father from the beginning. And I like the way you just kind of like showed that.
Say that in Spanish.
Me alegro que el rabino enseñó que cuando él dijo que Elohim estaba todos de acuerdo, y eso nos deja saber que Yeshua estaba de acuerdo con su Padre desde el comienzo, porque mucha gente lo tiene confundido en el Nuevo Testamento, que él vino bajo nuevas leyes, abolir la ley. Entonces, él siempre estuvo en acuerdo con su Padre desde el comienzo. Y cuando uno sabe que Elohim es Jehová, Yeshua y el Ruach HaKodesh, ya puede ver que no se va a oponer a lo que ya había dado a lo que ya había estado de acuerdo, porque él nunca cambia.
Let's take it a further step.
Vamos a tomar esto un paso más lejos.
Yeshua is not just being the yes man.
Yeshua no está simplemente siendo el hombre de sí.
Just agreeing with that because he's his father.
Él no está simplemente estando de acuerdo con su padre porque es el padre.
He's in agreement with the destruction
Él está de acuerdo con la destrucción
in spirit and in truth.
en espíritu y en verdad. Why?
Yes, Jose?
No, I'm saying why in Spanish is why, like whoa, like oops.
Okay, so this is why what I'm doing with the translations and putting the real Hebrew name in there.
Esto es lo que estoy haciendo con la traducción y poniendo el nombre real en hebreo.
Gives it that more profound understanding.
Le da este entendimiento más profundo.
Okay, now on the synopsis page here,
En la página del resumen aquí,
Jehovah also tells us the reason he's going to destroy things.
Jehová también nos dice el por qué va a destruir a la tierra.
The reason is that everything is corrupt.
La razón es por lo que todo está corrompido
Okay, he doesn't
o
just
corrupto.
he doesn't just do things because he wants to.
Él simplemente no hace las cosas porque él quiere.
He does things for specific reasons.
Él hace las cosas por algo específico.
And if he just did this once, do not think we need to do anything less.
Repeat that again, Rabbi.
If he did this once, do not think that we live under a different set of rules.
Si él ya hizo esto una vez, no creamos nosotros de que él va a tener unas reglas diferentes a estas.
Okay, let's go on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
Okay, let's read verse 13. This is a slide with Elohim on it.
Vamos a leer el versículo número 13.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay, let's just jump ahead for a moment.
Vamos a avanzar un poco por el momento.
In the third part of the 5 underlined sections,
En la tercera parte que subrayamos en la oración,
you see underlined because of them.
vemos que hemos subrayado por causa de ellos.
We are the cause of good. We are the cause of good,
Nosotros somos la causa del bien
and we are the cause of bad.
y somos la causa del mal.
Okay? If we live according to the laws of God,
Si vivimos de acuerdo a las leyes de Jehová,
God says, I will bless the world because of you.
Jehová dice, yo bendeciré el mundo por causa de ti.
But because of them,
Pero por causa de
the
ellos,
people,
seres humanos,
the earth was filled with corruption.
la tierra estaba llena de corrupción.
Okay, so let's go back to verse 13. Let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos de regreso al versículo número 13 y leamos de nuevo.
Okay. Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. Because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? Now, we were talking about Elohim.
Estamos hablando de Elohim.
Okay? It is H430.
Es H430.
It is the Hebrew word Elohim.
Es la palabra hebrea Elohim.
It means, number 1, rulers.
En definición número 1, rulers.
Hold on, we're looking up ruler.
Jueces.
Jueces. Gracias, Martín.
Okay? Roberto.
Roberto.
Okay? Judges.
Jueces.
Number 2, divine ones.
Divinos.
Okay? Number 3, gods.
Y número 3, dioses.
Okay? Now, 2 and 3 weeks ago, we had 2 messages on Elohim.
2 o 3 semanas atrás tuvimos el mensaje sobre Elohim.
Message number 700 and 701.
Fue el mensaje 700 y el 701.
So I'm not going to go over explaining the Godhead right now.
No voy a explicar a la deidad,
But here, the Godhead is agreed upon destroying the earth.
aquí la deidad está de acuerdo en destruir la tierra.
You see in, let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer versículo número 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said, the end of all living beings has come before me. Because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. You see how it changes.
Vemos cómo cambia.
Okay? So Elohim is there in agreement,
Elohim está de acuerdo aquí
but the Father then supersedes everything and says, I'm going to destroy
y
it.
el Padre sobrepasa todo y dice, yo los destruiré.
Because why wouldn't it say Jehovah said to Noach?
¿Por qué no dirá esto aquí, Jehová destruirá?
Okay? This is why you need to understand who Elohim is.
Por eso es que debes de entender quién es Elohim.
Okay? And once you understand that,
Y una vez que entiendas esto,
then reading the New Testament becomes a whole different understanding.
Y entonces al leer el Nuevo Testamento tendrás un entendimiento completamente diferente.
What, Denise?
You're able to comprehend it. And so I was having a conversation with somebody from my Christian church a while back, and I had told them the reason Christians are so confused is because they don't take the time to study the Torah, where everything, all the foundation is just is established and laid down. And when you're reading the New Testament, it refers back to everything that's already been established. And that's why when you're reading it without knowing what the laws or the regulations or the instructions are, it's like trying to build the house from the attic down. It doesn't work. It cannot stand.
Oscar,
And
does
that's
that
why
work?
Everyone's confused.
You can't
Right?
build
It
it.
doesn't work?
But aren't you afraid of heights? So wouldn't it be easier to build the attic first on the ground? Okay. Yeah, well, once you put the proper, you already have a mic.
Ya tú tienes un micrófono.
Oh.
Okay. Once you put the proper, 1 second.
She's explaining something
Yeah,
about
so
the
translation.
translation.
Cuando es la Godhead, no es naturaleza, porque la ley aparece de otros dioses.
Okay. Once you put the proper name in the sentence,
Cuando pones el nombre apropiado en la oración
and you ask the question, well, who is Elohim?
y te es preguntando quién es Elohim,
What does Elohim mean?
qué significa Elohim,
Why doesn't it have just Jehovah there?
por qué simplemente no tiene a Jehová aquí,
Or just Adonai there?
o simplemente Adonai,
Or Yah?
o Yah.
Okay? Then it tells you that there's the three of the Godhead there.
Aquí entonces entiendes de que son la naturaleza, los tres.
Now let's look at verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer el versículo 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. For because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen? Now the next part is that we're going to look at here.
La siguiente parte que vamos a ver aquí es,
Why Noah could have said, why are you saying this to me?
Noé pudo haber dicho, ¿por qué me estás diciendo esto a mí?
Why do you think Jehovah said that, or Elohim said that to Noah?
¿Por qué piensas tú que Elohim le dijo esto a Noé?
All right, let's see. Let's see. Robertson Raina, why do you think Jehovah said that to Noah? Why do you think so? I'm going to call on people. I'm going to get more people interactive since a lot of people stay home. Well, you guys, I wouldn't think would travel here for Bible study. Robertson Raina.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hello.
My thought would be because he chose Noach was righteous in his sight, and he walked with the Lord. So because of that, because he was chosen to build the ark, he must have been doing something correct, because Torah is in our hearts. So because he led a righteous life, I think that's why the Lord, Elohim, spoke with him and told him what his plan was.
Okay. All right. Evelyn, what do you think? What do you think, Evelyn? All right. Evelyn has gone to the bathroom. What do you think there, Mr. Martin?
Yes, Rabbi.
Yes, Rabbi.
I didn't get the argument, Rabbi. What do you?
It's not an argument. I'm asking why does Jehovah say this to Noach? Why did he say it?
According to verse 13,
Señor. Sí, señor.
I don't know, Rabbi. I got to check.
All right. Denise?
I'm going to say that it is because he does nothing in secret, that he was letting Noah know what he was just about to do. And why?
He does nothing in secret.
Él no hace nada en secreto.
And
I say something?
who's that?
You know,
Okay, go ahead.
according to Genesis, and Elohim raised, I would say that he raised a Noah. He had his life. Even though the Torah wasn't written in stone and everything was written and verbal. So he knew the walk. So he knew the by art away.
Gino says he knew their walk.
El hermano Gino dice que él conocía sus caminos,
Everybody's
su
got
andar.
a part of it.
Todos tienen una parte.
But the reason is that God had a relationship with Noah.
Que Jehová tuvo una relación con Noé,
Because everything else was corrupted.
porque lo demás todo estaba corrompido
When
o corrupto.
when you have a relationship with Jehovah,
Cuando tienes una relación con Jehová,
He will tell you what He's about to do,
Él te dice que Él está a punto de hacer,
so that you can be prepared for what is going to happen next.
para que tú puedas prepararte para lo que está a pronto de acontecer.
Because He made us to have a relationship with Him.
Porque Él hace que nosotros tengamos una relación con Él.
Like, did you ever ask yourself the question, why did God make man?
¿Alguna vez te preguntaste por qué Dios hizo al hombre?
Why did He make us in His image and in their likeness?
¿Y por qué nos hizo a su imagen y semejanza?
So what He shows here
Lo que Él nos enseña, lo que Él nos muestra aquí,
is a relationship with those who are righteous.
es que es una relación con aquellos que son justos.
You should write that down, a relationship with those who are righteous. Relationship with those who are righteous. A relationship with those who are righteous.
Una relación con aquellos que son justos.
Evelyn, is the sound on the Spanish YouTube side off or the English side? Oh, no, yeah, when people speak on WebEx, you can't hear them on Skype. Okay. So, if you want to hear everything out there, switch over to WebEx. You click on the link, you can go into the room. It's a free thing. And then you can see me.
Si todos quieren escuchar los que están en Skype, porque no se puede escuchar de WebEx a Skype, si quieren todos que están allá afuera escuchándonos, podrían pasarse al WebEx y allí sí podrán escucharnos todo lo que estamos compartiendo.
Okay. So, here, Jehovah, what you really draw from this sentence
Lo que realmente sacas de esto
is Jehovah has a personal relationship with the righteous.
es que Jehová tiene una relación con el justo.
So when Yeshua is talking to Nicodemus, Nacdimon in John 3,
Cuando Jehová está hablando con Nicodemo en Hechos 3,
telling him you got to be born again, you have to have a personal relationship with him.
diciendo tienes que nacer de nuevo y tener una relación.
This is nothing new.
Esto no es nada nuevo.
There's nothing new under the sun.
No hay nada nuevo debajo del sol.
Okay? So when Yeshua says this is a new covenant. It's not a new covenant.
Cuando Yeshua dice esto es un nuevo pacto, no es un nuevo pacto.
It's a renewed covenant,
Es un pacto renovado.
okay? Because God always had a relationship with the righteous.
Porque Jehová siempre tuvo una relación con el justo.
And he desires a relationship with those who are in sin.
Y él quisiera tener una relación con aquellos que están en pecado.
But you have to choose.
Pero
Is this
tú-
cutting out?
Yeah.
You have to choose
Tú debes escoger
a relationship with him. That's why you have to be born again.
una relación con él y por eso es que tú debes de nacer de nuevo.
Now let's look at verse 13 again.
Vamos a ver el versículo número 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen.
Amén.
Now imagine hearing this from God,
Ahora imagínate escuchando esto de Jehová,
that you and the ones that you love
que tú y los que tú amas
are going to be saved.
van a ser salvos.
I'm going to flood the earth,
Voy a inundar la tierra,
but I'm going to save you
pero te voy a salvar a ti
and your wife
y tu esposa
and your kids and their wives.
y tus hijos y tus esposas.
What a blessing for a man who fears God. What a blessing for a man who fears God.
Qué bendición para un hombre que teme a Dios o a
Okay?
Jehová.
Because here in verse 13, Noach is getting separated.
Aquí en el versículo número 13, Noé está siendo separado.
Because Jehovah said, because of them,
Porque Jehová dijo ellos,
not because of you.
no por causa de ti.
You see, the wording is very important.
Como está compuesto esto es muy importante.
Okay? Do you see it now, Martin?
Ahora lo ves, Martín. Yeah, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. You see it now, Gino? Okay.
I like it. No, in the beginning, that I said that I was like found grace, because that's what is mentioned. I think it was mentioned first time in the Bible that God found grace in Noah.
He found faith.
Él encontró favor, él encontró fe en Noé.
Oh. Hey, mute Gino. There you go.
Grace.
All right, let's go on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
Let's read verse 13.
Vamos a leer el versículo 13.
Elohim said, the end of all living beings has come before me, because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? Now here, let's key on the second underlined verse, the second underlined part of the sentence.
Vamos a detenernos en la segunda parte que subrayamos, la número 2.
Okay? We're going to key on the word end.
Vamos a detenernos en la palabra fin.
Okay? It is H7093.
Es la palabra H7093.
It is the Hebrew word ketz.
Es la palabra hebrea ketz.
It means end.
Significa fin.
So imagine, you're there with God,
Ahora imagínate que estás allí con Jehová
and He tells you everything's going to end.
y Él te dice, todo va a terminar.
Okay? He says, end of all living beings.
Y te dice el final de todo lo que tiene vida.
Now, here in the CJB, this is where it's not the greatest translation.
Aquí en la Biblia completa judía no es la mejor traducción.
It has the proper names,
Tiene los nombres apropiados,
but sometimes it makes too simple the word.
Muchas veces hace la palabra muy simple,
because here it says the end of all living beings,
porque aquí dice el fin de todo ser viviente,
which without the Hebrew leads you to probably an improper conclusion.
porque sin el hebreo tal vez te lleva a una conclusión inválida,
Because it will enable you to think the fish are going to die too.
porque también te puede hacer pensar de que los peces también van a morir.
Here, let's go to the next word.
Vamos a la siguiente palabra.
Because here it says beings, but in other translations it has the word flesh.
Aquí dice ser, pero en otras traducciones dice la palabra carne. Flesh.
Flesh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's very important to get the word flesh.
Es muy importante entender la que es la palabra carne.
Okay. And the word flesh is H1320.
Y la palabra carne es H1320.
Okay. The root word is basar.
La palabra raíz es basar.
Okay. Number 1 is the word flesh.
Número 1, carne,
Number 2 of the body.
del cuerpo,
Number 3 of human.
de los humanos,
Of humans.
de los humanos.
Okay. Number 4 of animals.
Número 4, de los animales.
Number 5, male organ of generation.
De órgano masculino de las generaciones.
Number 6 is animals again.
Y número 6 es animales nuevamente.
And number 7 is mankind.
Y número 7, humanidad.
So if you just read the CJB,
Ser
did-
humano.
okay, we got it?
Yes.
Okay. If you just read the complete Jewish Bible,
Si lees la Biblia completa judía,
you can come to an inaccurate conclusion.
puedes llegar a una conclusión no buena.
Because it is flesh. Fish have scales.
Porque habla de la carne y los pescados tienen escamas.
They don't have flesh.
Ellos no tienen carne.
And number 5 is the one that tells you it's flesh.
Y la número 5 es que te dice carne.
Because when you die,
Porque cuando mueres,
your flesh disintegrates and goes back into the ground.
tu carne se desintegra y va de regreso a la tierra.
So the male organ will no longer be a male organ.
Porque entonces el
harmónica.
órgano del hombre ya no será el órgano de un hombre.
So men, you're not going to have your equipment after you die.
Entonces ustedes hombres no van a tener su equipaje cuando mueran,
Because it's muscle and flesh.
porque es carne y músculo.
Okay? So anything that's flesh will disintegrate.
Todo lo que es carne se va a desintegrar.
So here, the end of all living beings has come before me.
Aquí dice que todo el final del ser viviente ha llegado ante mí.
This allows you, once you get the word flesh, allows you the understanding that it is only the eretz.
Eso te da a entender cuando entiendes la palabra carne que es solamente el the eretz,
Eretz, the land, everything.
que es solamente la tierra.
Okay? So it changes what you're thinking.
Entonces esto cambia lo que estás pensando.
In one sense, everything's going to get destroyed. It's all going to change.
En un sentido, todo que tiene vida va a ser destruido. Todo va a ser destruido.
Everything is going to get destroyed.
Todo va a ser destruido.
Okay? So, in a simple sense, when you're doing the annual cycle, that's what you can draw from it.
En un sentido, cuando estás haciendo el parasha de un año, esto es lo que puedes sustraer de ella.
But as you go deeper into the triennial cycle that we're doing here,
Pero una vez como estamos nosotros haciendo aquí, que estamos estudiando la palabra más profunda en el parasha trianual,
you then go, oh, anything that has flesh, and a bird has flesh.
y entonces tú dirás, oh, todo lo que tenga carne.
How many people like chicken?
¿Cuántos
many
de
people
ustedes
like
les gusta
chicken?
el pollo? Yeah.
Okay. How many people like the skin?
¿A cuántos de ustedes les gusta el cuero?
How many people like the skin? How many people like the skin?
Chicharrón de
Nice
cuerito.
and crispy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crispy on the grill.
Oh, Rabbi.
But chickens pee out of their skin.
You what?
Chickens urinate out of their skin.
Chickens urinate out of their skin.
Yes, they don't pee. The
Las
urine-
gallinas orinan a través de la piel.
Right, Rabbits and Reina? How do they get rid of their urine?
I believe you're correct on that.
I got it from the farmer that's going to have more chickens.
Okay, I'm still like
So-
it be nice and crispy. Right?
Okay? Now, you're not supposed to eat the fat, and that's where the chicken has its fat.
Well, I clean it up very good, and I clean it with lemon
Not
and salt. Yeah, okay.
Okay? But most people like the chicken, they like the chicken fat.
A la mayoría de las personas le gusta el pollo y le gusta el cuerito del pollo.
They like their chicken on the barbecue.
Le gusta su pollo a la barbacoa.
Okay? But anybody like what other animal do you like the fat of?
Nothing else.
I don't eat pork anymore, so
Who's talking on? Is that Martin?
Martin.
Robert had a question.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Robert.
Verse 13 says that God will destroy, He will put an end to the earth, to all flesh, along with the earth. The earth was not destroyed. I was looking at the Hebrew. I don't know if you check that word for me. It says Mashitam et haaretz. But is that destruction of the earth? Because the earth wasn't destroyed. How do we understand that verse?
Well, I didn't get there yet.
Oh, you will. Okay, then that's why Robert asking the question. And
I'm still on the flesh of the number 2. You're on number 5.
okay,
No, that was Mario.
I'll wait. All right. So then you say that the fish don't have meat or are not made by flesh, right? Because the scales.
Yeah,
But
go
what
ahead.
about the shark? Shark doesn't have a scale, or the other type of fish that don't have scales. They got how is that considered? Those kind of fish.
It's got fins.
Fish?
It's got
Huh?
fins. Oh,
Is that what?
it has fins.
What's fins? I don't know.
Fins.
All right.
Yo estoy
Okay.
buscando qué es fence, yo mismo no sé lo que es fence en español. Aletas.
Tampoco.
Tiene aletas.
Oh, aletas. Okay.
Ajá.
Thank you.
Welcome to Beth. All right. So, was the earth destroyed?
Fue la tierra destruida.
Was it the same after when the water started to come?
Fue la misma que antes de que el diluvio.
No, it wasn't.
No era.
Okay, that's why you have seashells in the Grand Canyon.
Por eso es que encuentras conchas de mar en el cañón, en el Gran Cañón aquí en los Estados Unidos.
So it was destroyed
Fue destruida
because it went under the water,
porque fue debajo del agua,
but then the land was born again.
pero entonces de nuevo nació la tierra.
All right, but we'll get to that later.
Pero llegaremos a esto luego.
But right now we're talking about flesh.
Ahora estamos hablando de la carne.
Okay, so let's go back to verse 13.
Vamos de regreso al versículo 13.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence, and I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen?
Amén.
So the end, Jehovah's saying, what I designed has now come to a close.
Viendo la palabra fin, lo que estamos viendo es que Jehová dice, lo que yo he diseñado ahora está llegando a una conclusión.
Because what else, going a little further, what else does he say?
Porque si vamos más adelante, yendo un poco más adelante, ¿qué más dice él?
He said, we're only going to live to be 120 years old on average.
Y dice que vamos a vivir solamente aproximada unos 120 años.
So the end of living to be 800 years old is now done.
Porque ahora la era de en cuanto el ser humano vivía 800 años ya ahora ha acabado.
The end of civilization, as you know it, is done.
El fin de la civilización como tú la conoces ahora ya está lista, no hay más.
The end of the way you were living is now done.
Ahora la forma en la cual tú vivías ya no existe más.
Okay? So Jehovah is making a proclamation
Jehová está haciendo una proclamación
that all flesh, except for those in the ark, are going to be destroyed.
que toda carne y todo ser viviente va a morir excepto los que están en el arca.
All right, let's go on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
Okay, let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer versículo 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings, all flesh has come before me. For because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen?
Amen.
So we're now focusing on end of all again.
Ahora nos estamos enfocando en la palabra fin nuevamente.
And we've gone over that the end of all flesh
Y,
is going to be destroyed.
y hemos repasado de que el fin de todo es que todo va a ser destruido.
Now, what else do we see in this?
¿Qué más vemos aquí?
That Jehovah has determined on his scales,
Que Jehová ha determinado en sus balanzas
that he is going to put an end to all living life,
que Él va a poner un fin a todo ser viviente,
of all the men,
de todos los hombres,
all the cattle,
de todo el ganado,
all the birds,
todas las aves,
all the little creeping things on the ground.
todo lo que se arrastra por la tierra.
So when the phrase is all flesh,
Cuando la frase habla toda carne,
everything on the land was going to be destroyed.
todo sobre la faz de la tierra iba a ser destruido.
So let me just check this. 6:13. Just want to jump ahead to 6:13. Let me just clarify. Everything on the earth was going to be destroyed.
Todo sobre la faz de la tierra iba a ser destruido.
Because the last word earth is eretz,
Porque vimos que la palabra es eretz,
meaning the land.
refiriéndose a la tierra.
So birds, if they don't have a place to land, are going to die.
Las aves, si no tienen un lugar donde descansar, entonces van a morir.
If they don't have something to eat, they're going to die.
Si ellos no tienen algo de comer, van a morir.
People, if they don't have things to eat or fresh water, they're going to die.
El ser humano, si no tiene que comer ni para beber, va a morir.
I don't think cows can tread water too long.
Yo no creo que la vaca van a poder sostener mucha agua por mucho tiempo.
Or any land animal is going to be able to swim for too long.
Y no creo que ningún animal sobre la faz de la tierra podrá nadar por tanto tiempo.
So the key here in number 2
la clave aquí en la número en la parte número 2
is end of all.
es fin de todo.
Everything on the land was going to be destroyed.
Todo sobre la faz de la tierra irá a ser destruido.
Or as Martin already brought up, everything on the earth was going to be destroyed.
O como ya Martín nos dijo, todo sobre la faz de la tierra va a ser destruido.
Okay? So that's a pretty horrible thing to happen.
Esto es algo muy horrible que aconteció.
And how much more should we be responsible
Y cuánto más nosotros debemos ser responsables
now that we have the entire word written
ahora que tenemos toda la palabra escrita
and Yeshua's own example?
y el ejemplo de Yeshua.
This is why when the pulpit is not strong,
Esto es cuando el púlpito no es tan fuerte.
see, there is hope.
Veamos que hay esperanzas,
But there has to be something that occurs so that you have hope.
debe haber algo que tiene que ocurrir algo para aguantar esto.
I cling to the book of Chronicles, Second Chronicles,
Yo me agarro del libro de la Segunda de Crónicas,
chapter 7,
capítulo 7,
verse 14,
versículo 4.
where it says, "If my people are called by my name and humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways,
Mis gentes, si se arrepienten y se humillan y se apartan de sus iniquidades,
then Jehovah would hear from heaven."
entonces Jehová escuchará desde los cielos.
See, it's a personal relationship again,
Ves una relación personal nuevamente.
because Yeshua already gave us what's going to happen
Porque Yeshua ya nos dio lo que iba a acontecer
in Revelation.
en Apocalipsis.
7 seals,
Los 7 sellos.
okay? What happens with the fourth seal?
¿Qué acontece con el cuarto sello?
25% of the world dies,
Un 25% de la humanidad muere.
okay? And that's a lot of dead people.
Y eso es mucha gente muerta.
But everything is going to change after that.
Pero todo va a cambiar después de esto.
If 2 billion people die, that's going to be a big problem.
Si 2 billones de personas mueren, esto va a ser un problema bastante grande.
And the reason I'm talking about that,
Y la razón por la cual estoy hablando de esto
the
es
flood, this conversation that Jehovah had,
esta conversación que Jehová tuvo.
let me just see what that said about the chickens.
What? Chickens are talking.
Let me just see, just so we have the proper information. I'm not a farmer. Okay.
I hate it. Y una alita, ¿cómo tú le quitas el cuero?
Okay, let's go back to the chickens. Upon further research about chickens voiding through their skin, the uric acid is well, the white substance or cap on their dung. They do not urinate through their skin, okay?
Las gallinas no orinan por el que, sino este es el ácido úrico. El ácido úrico es la sustancia blanca que sale por ellos.
Okay, but you still can't eat the fat.
Pero aún así no puedes comer el cuero.
The Lord said the fat is for him.
El Señor dice que la grasa es para ellos,
Okay.
para él.
Yes?
And what about the wings? How you take the skin out of it? If you don't fry, how you gonna eat fried wings? And a wing has a skin on it. I'm a cook and I know what
I'm
I'm
just
talking.
telling you what it says. What
I
you-
know,
What
I
you do
know.
is between you and the Lord.
I'm not gonna eat it again. I'm just saying. I'm just having a question. I don't need it. I heard once. I know you don't eat it no more. Done. It's not gonna happen.
I'm just here to tell you that what the word says.
So in another word, more chicken wings. Ha 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 ha.
No, you can still eat chicken, but you can't eat the fat. I'm just telling you what it says.
Is
Doesn't the fast kind of
render us?
Yeah, just
I don't know, not all the time.
The Lord said the fat is for him because it's bad for your heart.
Gives you cholesterol. Simple.
One second, I'm just trying to get back so I can get the, there it is. All right, back to this study.
Vamos de regreso al estudio.
All right, let me just get a drink first. Isn't it better to be careful than to find out later that you really weren't a bride of Messiah?
Seriously, bro, you're gonna hit me with that now. No es mejor entender y saber y ser un poco más cuidadoso y después saber que no eras tú de verdad la novia del Mesías.
They thought they were the bride.
Ellos pensaron que eran la novia.
They even said, let us into the wedding.
Ellos aún dijeron, déjanos entrar a la boda.
Isn't that a bad time to find out?
¿No es eso un mal tiempo en enterarte de que no eras la novia?
Because each thing you do,
Porque cada cosa que haces,
no, the fat is not, you can eat whatever you want.
tú puedes comer lo que tú quieras.
I don't think God is the food police.
Yo no creo que Jehová es el policía de la comida.
I think it's a heart issue.
Yo creo que es un problema del corazón.
I think it's an obedience issue.
Yo creo que es un problema de obediencia, which I agree.
And God said, I'm going to destroy the earth because it was obedience that they didn't want to be.
Y Jehová dice, voy a destruir la tierra por causa de que vemos que era obediencia.
So you can do what you want.
Tú puedes hacer lo que quieras.
As for me and my house,
Pero yo y mi casa
we're going to serve the Lord the way He wants.
vamos a servir a Dios o a Jehová de la forma en que Él quiere.
Because obedience is better than sacrifice.
Porque la obediencia es mejor que el sacrificio.
Because here back in verse 13,
Aquí de regreso al versículo 13.
the end of all living beings were going to come before the Lord.
El final de todo ser viviente iba a estar enfrente de Jehová.
But the choice is yours.
Pero la decisión es tuya.
But let me ask you this question.
Ahora déjame hacerte esta pregunta.
How long can you tread water?
¿Cuánto tiempo puedes tú flotar en el agua?
How long can you tread water, Jose?
¿Y cuánto tiempo puedes tú tratar el agua? Oh, as much as I can swim.
How long? Hour?
No, I can do more than that.
2 hours?
At most 3.
At most 3.
At most 3 because I lived next to the beach, so I know what it means being in the current and floating there and playing with it. So I can see myself going in 3 hours, but still, I'm not gonna survive that. It's simple. I
Okay,
know.
maybe 8 hours.
Digamos que sean 8 horas. And you're not gonna survive it. Eventually, your body gonna get tired, and a shark is not gonna come along if there is no blood. But I believe, yeah, you will die as long your body will get tired eventually. There is not much you can do, and you will dehydrate. The salt already in the water is gonna dehydrate you. Your body is gonna enter into a state of shock, and you're just gonna start drowning. Bloop, 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 and you're gone.
So, were the chicken wings worth it?
I said I'm not gonna eat the chicken wings, Rabbi. I need to have a talk to Joshua.
I'm going to look up more about the chickens peeing through their skin. I'm pretty sure I researched this one. But anyway, all right. Let's go on to the next slide.
Vamos a pasar a la siguiente diapositiva.
Okay, let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer el versículo 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. And because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen?
Amen.
Now, it says before me in the CJB.
Dice ante mí en la Biblia completa judía.
Once again, we're missing a word.
Una vez más estamos faltando una palabra.
Because we have a simple translation here.
Porque tenemos una traducción simple.
And the word that's missing there is before my face.
Y la palabra que está faltando aquí es ante mi rostro.
And in the Hebrew, it's panim.
Y en hebreo es panim.
And that means it is H6440.
Es la palabra H6440.
And in the Hebrew, it was plural. It ended with a mem sophi.
Y en el hebreo es plural, terminando con un mem sophi.
And that means face.
Y esto significa rostro.
Number 2, face as.
Rostro, caras.
And number 3, presence.
Y número 3, presencia.
Yeah. So the end of all living being has come before my face.
Y el fin de todo ser viviente ha llegado ante mi presencia.
So here in verse 13, it starts out with the word Elohim, so you know it's face as.
Aquí en el versículo número 13 empieza con Elohim y entonces entiendes faces.
Because you need to read the Hebrew in the context of the sentence.
Porque debes de leer el hebreo en el contexto de la oración.
It is in his presence, but it is in his faces.
Es en dice en su presencia, pero dice ante sus rostros.
So this, once again, Yeshua is involved in this.
Una vez más, Yeshua tiene que ver con esto.
Okay? And if he's agreeing with this,
Y si él está de acuerdo con esto,
and he says later on in Matthew 25,
y él dice más adelante en Mateo 25,
I'm going to come with the holy angels and separate the sheep from the goats.
yo llegaré con los ángeles, con el holy angels.
And with the holy angels,
Yo llegaré con los ángeles santos y separaré las cabras de los ovejas.
don't think you're going to just say, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus.
No creas que tú simplemente vas a decir estoy cubierto en la sangre de Jesús.
It's the Father's house.
Es la casa del Padre.
In eternity, we're going to live in the Father's house.
En la eternidad vamos a vivir en la casa del Padre.
All right, let's move on to the next slide.
Vamos a seguir en la siguiente, vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
Okay, this is where Robert jumped to.
Aquí es donde Roberto saltó.
Okay, let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer el versículo número 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has become before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? Now here the earth is filled.
Aquí la tierra está llena.
We have to look at the word eretz again.
Debemos ver a la palabra tierra nuevamente.
Because it's the word eretz, it's for earth.
La palabra eretz es tierra.
It is H776.
Es la palabra H776.
It is the Hebrew root word eretz.
Es la palabra hebrea eretz.
Okay, it means number 1, land or earth.
Número 1, tierra o tierra o what is another word for earth? Yeah, it's the same, tierra.
Okay. Earth as opposed to heaven, number 2.
Número 2, lo opuesto a la tierra. Tierra opuesta al cielo.
Number 3, earth as an inhabitants.
Número 3, tierra como habitantes.
Number 4, country or territory.
Número 4, país o territorio.
Number 5, district or region.
Número 5, distrito o región.
Number 6, tribal territory.
Un territorio tribal.
Number 7, piece of ground.
Número 7, pedazo de tierra.
Number 8, city or state.
Número 8, ciudad o estado.
Number 9, ground.
Número 9, tierra.
Surface of the earth.
El faz de la tierra.
Number 10, ground.
Número 10, tierra.
11, soil.
There is another word for soil.
Dirt.
El suelo.
Okay. And number 12, people of the land.
Y número 12, la gente de la tierra.
So once again, in this proclamation
Nuevamente en esta proclamación
and this conversation,
y en esta conversación,
Jehovah is now saying, I'm going to destroy everything on the ground.
Jehová está diciendo, yo voy a destruir todo lo que está en la tierra.
Okay? Now, let's take this a little further,
Vamos a llevar esto un poco más lejos.
because Martin asked a very good question.
Porque Martín hizo una pregunta muy buena.
Okay? He's in verse 13, it also says, I will.
En el versículo
Something
13.
dripping?
Yes, that's what I'm hearing.
Is it dripping on the floor?
No.
No, it's this condensation.
Ah.
I'm like, I thought I heard something dripping. Anyway, okay. He said it will destroy them along with the earth.
Él dice los va a destruir a ellos junto con la tierra.
Okay, so he wiped man from the earth and everything else.
Él arrasó con el hombre y todo lo que estaba en la tierra.
But he put some for safekeeping in an ark.
Y él pone algunos a salvo dentro del arca.
But he wiped man from the earth.
Pero él arrasó con con los hombres de la tierra.
For over a year, no feet touched the earth.
A través de un año nadie tocó la tierra.
So when he says, I'm going to destroy them along with the earth,
Cuando él dice voy a destruirlos a ellos también con la tierra,
nobody was able to touch the earth for over a year. It was destroyed.
nadie pudo tocar la tierra. Esto significa que fue destruida.
But then it was born again.
Pero entonces luego nació de nuevo.
Once the water came back down,
Una vez que disminuyeron las aguas,
the earth was then born again.
allí nació la tierra de nuevo.
But what does destroyed mean?
Pero ¿qué significa destruir?
Can something be fixed if it was destroyed?
¿Puede algo ser restituido si fue destruido? I would say yes.
What do you think?
I will say yes. Because the reason I will say yes is because I see myself and I was destroyed until I met Yeshua. So he put me together into his path of life. So yes, it can be done.
You must say that in Spanish.
Lo que yo digo personalmente es que sí, que algo que estaba desbaratado, que estaba destruido, puede ser restituido, porque como veo yo mi propia vida, fue restituida una vez que yo conocí a Yeshua y sus caminos.
You must destroy the old life and become a new creation.
Debes destruir la vieja vida y restituir y ser una nueva criatura.
So God did destroy the old world.
Y entonces Jehová destruyó el mundo viejo.
Because what is death?
Porque ¿qué es muerte?
Because did he kill Adam?
Él no mató, porque mató él a Adán.
But he said, once you eat from that tree, you will surely die.
Porque él le dijo, y una vez que comas de este árbol, de veras vas a morir.
Did he die?
¿Murió él?
In one sense, yes.
En un sentido, sí.
He had to leave the presence of the Lord.
Él debió dejar la presencia de nuestro Dios.
So destruction can mean separation of the relationship.
Destrucción puede significar la separación de una relación.
Okay? So here he destroys all living beings on the earth.
Aquí él dice que destruyó todo lo que estaba en la faz de la tierra.
Okay? Because the ground is, when he separated the waters from the waters,
Cuando él separó las aguas de las aguas
and they put the land in one place,
y él puso el suelo, la tierra en un lugar
he called the land Eretz,
y él la llamó a la tierra Eretz,
but he called the water something else.
pero él llamó al agua algo diferente.
Right? He called, even in the English, it's two separate words.
Y aún así en inglés son dos palabras distintas.
Okay? So here he's destroying everything on the earth because it's corrupted.
Aquí él está destruyendo todo lo que está en la faz de la tierra porque estaba corrupto o
Okay?
corrompido.
Everybody understand this part?
¿Todos entienden esta parte?
Any questions
¿Algunas preguntas?
before we move on to the next part?
Vamos a seguir a la siguiente parte.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
We're still in verse 13.
Aún seguimos en el versículo
I told
número
you-
13.
I told you this was going to take a while.
Yo les había avisado de que esto iba a tomar un
Is everybody
tiempo.
enjoying the study?
Amen.
Okay. Here Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? So here the earth is filled. We're going to focus on number 4.
Vamos a enfocarnos en la parte que subrayamos, número 4.
We're focusing on number 4.
Nos
This-
vamos a
this
enfocar
cut
en el
out
número
again?
4. Yes, it is.
What's going on? It's got good batteries.
New one.
No, the batteries are fine. Okay, they're probably, anyway, talk about tech later. Okay, let's focus on the word fill.
Vamos a enfocarnos en la palabra llena.
The root word is H4390.
La palabra raíz es 4390.
Okay, it is the Hebrew word mal.
Es la palabra hebrea mal.
It means to fill,
Significa para llenar,
be full.
ser lleno,
Number 2, fullness or abundance.
abundancia o llenura.
Number 3, to consecrate,
Número 3, consagrar,
fill the hand.
llenar la mano.
Number 4, one of my favorite words, be armed, be satisfied.
Ser satisfecho.
Number 5,
Número 5,
to fulfill, accomplish, complete.
completar, cumplir.
And number 6, mass themselves against.
Y masas en contra de ellos mismos.
I think 6 is our real big key definition.
Yes, it is. La definición número 6, yo creo que es una definición clave.
To mass themselves against.
Masas en contra de sí mismos.
And this is what's happening in the world today.
Esto es lo que está aconteciendo en el mundo hoy en día.
Everything that is good is bad.
Todo lo que es bueno es malo.
There was a church in Austin, Texas, I think it was last week,
Hay una iglesia en Austin, Texas,
where the homos were protesting outside this megachurch.
donde los homosexuales estaban protestando en contra enfrente de la iglesia
And stopping people from going to service.
y parando a las personas de entrar al servicio.
Well, there is where you cross the line.
Bueno, allí es donde tú cruzas la línea.
And that's where when we're going to sound the shofar, we're going to put it where a place where it doesn't normally go.
Should I translate it? Yeah, I will. Yeah? No?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
No, I'm
No?
going to stand for the word of God.
Bien.
You want a battle? Okay. Baseball bats are coming.
Bueno, si quieres una batalla, tenemos los bates de béisbol.
You want to go to war?
¿Quieres ir a la guerra?
Then I'm going to stand with my God.
De entonces yo me voy a parar con mi Dios.
Okay? And the war will be on.
Y entonces la guerra va a empezar.
Because you're going to mass yourself against God, I'm going to mass myself for God.
Porque entonces ustedes van a hacer masas en contra de Jehová. Nosotros vamos a hacer masas para Jehová.
Because I'm going to stand for the king's word.
Porque yo me voy a parar por la palabra del rey.
But what was happening in the time of Noah,
Pero lo que estaba aconteciendo en el tiempo de Noé,
now imagine living as Noah.
ahora imagínate vivir como Noé.
You think it's lonely now?
¿Tú crees que esto es slowly?
Lonely.
¿Tú crees que él estaba solo?
Because, before you started walking with Torah, you had all these friends.
¿Tú crees que estás solo? Porque antes de empezar el camino con Jehová tenía todos estos amigos.
And when you're at your Christian churches, you had lots and lots of friends.
Porque cuando estabas en la iglesia cristiana tenía muchos y muchos de amigos.
And now that you're walking with the Torah
Y ahora que estás caminando con la Torá
and trying to do God's holy days,
y tratando de hacer los días de Jehová,
do people mass themselves against you?
no se atumultan las personas en contra de ti.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
But they're not massing themselves against you.
Pero ellos no se están juntando en contra de ti.
They're massing themselves against God.
Ellos se están juntando todos en contra de Jehová
And against those who stand for truth.
y en contra de aquellos que se separan por la verdad.
But here, the word filled.
Aquí la palabra llena,
Okay. Fullness, number 2.
número 2, llanura, abundancia.
Okay. So here Jehovah's saying the earth is abundant in hatred towards me.
Aquí Jehová está diciendo la tierra, el mundo tiene una abundancia de odio en contra de mí.
And I can't take it anymore.
Y ya no puedo seguir con esto más.
So fill, the word mal is this word of completeness.
La palabra mal, lleno, es algo que dice que es que completa.
Okay. So here, look at the conversation.
Veamos la conversación.
Elohim said, we're reading verse 13 again.
Versículo 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. For because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? So here you can also see the frustration in Jehovah.
Aquí también podemos ver la frustración de Jehová.
So in your own lives, are you frustrating him?
Con tus propias vidas, ¿estás tú frustrándole a él?
When we don't preach the truth
Cuando no predicamos la verdad
and we're not following God's word,
y no estamos siguiendo la palabra de Jehová,
you frustrate him.
tú lo frustras, le
Because
frustras.
he only wants the best for all of us.
Porque él simplemente lo que quiere es lo mejor para todos
But
nosotros.
here, remember, this is only 10 generations from the Garden of Eden.
Ahora recordemos que estos son solamente 10 generaciones después del jardín del Edén.
Noach was the 10th generation from Adam.
Noé era la 10ª generación.
And you saw how bad it got by then.
Okay. Y tú te das cuenta qué tan mal se puso todo esto.
Okay? So now the Lord says, I'm going to get rid of these people.
Ahora Jehová dice, yo me voy a deshacer de todas estas personas.
All right? Now let's move on to the next slide.
Ahora vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
Because All right, let's read verse 13 again.
Vamos a leer el versículo número 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me, for because of them the earth is filled with violence. I will sorry, 1 second here. Wrong pipe. The earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, so here the word violence is
Aquí-
H2555.
Aquí la palabra violencia es H2555.
Once again, this is the Hebrew word Hamas.
Aquí una vez más, esta es la palabra hebrea jamás.
So the Lord is saying that the earth is filled with Hamas.
Dios Jehová está diciendo que la tierra está llena de jamás.
Okay, so what does Hamas mean?
¿Qué significa jamás?
It means violence,
Significa violencia,
injustice,
injusticia,
wrong,
y mal,
cruelty.
crueldad.
Now, remember, once again, this is only 10 generations from the Garden of Eden.
Ahora recordemos que estos son solamente 10 generaciones después del jardín del Edén.
Okay? So here Elohim is saying, it's filled.
Ahora aquí dice Elohim está llena
Because people have chosen not to follow the commandments that are inscribed in their heart.
porque el ser humano ha decidido no seguir o escoger los mandamientos que están escritos en sus corazones.
Now, remember we said because of them.
Ahora recordemos que dijimos por causa de ellos.
So who caused the problem?
Ahora, ¿quién causó el problema?
So here, man has caused the problem.
Aquí el hombre ha causado el problema.
Okay? And it's through man that we've destroyed God's great planet.
Es a través del hombre que hemos destruido el grandioso planeta que es de Dios, de
Because
Jehová.
when Adam bit the fruit,
Cuando Adón comió de la fruta,
all knowledge of good and evil came into him.
todo conocimiento de bien y mal llegó a él.
And now in 10 generations,
Ahora en 10 generaciones,
in 10 generations, here the Lord says, I'm wiping it out.
ahora dice Jehová, voy a deshacerme de
That
ellos.
there's only one man on the whole planet
Y hay solo un hombre
that knows the truth.
que conoce la verdad.
But not just knows the truth, wants to follow the truth.
No solamente conoce la verdad, quiere seguir la verdad.
And here also,
Y aquí también
it was through the humans, the men and women, that the animals got corrupted.
y fue a través del hombre, de los seres humanos, hombre y mujer, que los animales fueron corrompidos.
So Jehovah says, I've had enough of this.
Y Jehová dice, ya tengo bastante de esto, ya estoy cansado de esto.
Now, as we mentioned earlier,
Como mencionamos anteriormente,
the written Torah had not come yet.
la Torá por escrito no había llegado aún.
We were living under grace.
Estábamos viviendo bajo la
So now
gracia.
people say we're living under grace.
Ahora la gente dice que estamos viviendo bajo la gracia.
Well, Torah is in our heart.
La Torá está en nuestro corazón.
You know the truth.
Tú conoces la verdad.
So here, through the people,
Aquí a través de las personas,
the earth was destroyed.
la tierra fue destruida.
It got corrupted with this Hamas, this injustice.
Fue corrompida, tenía injusticia.
Everything that God wanted us to have that was right is now wrong.
Ahora todo lo que Jehová quería que fuera correcto para nosotros, ahora está corrompido, está mal.
And this is why the book of Isaiah is important.
Por eso es que el libro de Isaías es importante,
Because in Isaiah 5, verse 20, what does it say?
porque en Isaías 5:20, ¿qué dice?
In the end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil.
En el final de los días, el bien será llamado mal y el mal será llamado bien.
Okay, let me see what we got here. I want to try to finish verse 13. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
All right, let's look at verse 13 again.
Vamos a ver el versículo número 13 nuevamente.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. And because of them, the earth is Hamas, filled with Hamas, violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay? Now, once again, he's saying because of them.
Una vez más, él dice por causa de ellos.
I will destroy them and the land that they're living on.
Voy a destruirlos a ellos y la tierra en la cual ellos viven.
Okay? Now, here in the CJB,
Aquí en la Biblia completa judía,
we see the word destroy.
vemos la palabra destruir.
Okay? The word destroy is the same word as corrupt.
La palabra destruir es igual a corrupto.
It is H7843.
Es H7843.
It is the Hebrew root word shachat.
Es la palabra hebrea raíz shahat.
Okay, it is, what does shachat mean? Destroy,
¿Qué significa shahat? Es destruir,
corrupt,
corrupto,
go to ruin,
yéndose a ruinas,
decay, as in, metal on a car decaying.
Corrupto, dañado como metal que está en decadencia, decaído.
Number two, marred, like, you get a ding in your car.
Número 2, como abollado, como un golpe en tu auto.
Spoiled or rotten.
Podrido.
Okay. Number 4, pervert.
Número 4, pervertido.
Okay. So here, the Lord says, because of this corruption,
Aquí dice Jehová, por causa de esta corrupción,
I'm going to destroy the earth.
voy a destruir la tierra.
Because of it's now spoiled.
Porque ahora está podrido.
And actually, the way he did it was pretty quick.
Y en realidad, en la manera de que él lo hizo fue bien rápido.
I mean, Noach had to build the ark for 100 years.
Sabemos que Noé tuvo que construir el arca por 100 años,
But there was no suffering during the 100 years.
pero no había sufrimiento durante los 100 años.
And then when he brought the flood,
Y cuando trajo el diluvio,
I would think most people didn't know how to swim.
yo me imagino que la mayoría de las personas no sabían cómo
And
nadar.
as soon as the water got too high,
Y una vez que el agua subió a bastante,
because you didn't know how to swim,
porque como no sabías nadar,
you're going to drown, you're going to die.
te vas a ahogar y te vas a morir.
But what we really need to focus on here
Pero lo que en realidad nos debemos enfocar aquí es
it was our choice.
que era nuestra elección, nuestra escogencia.
Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Vamos a la siguiente diapositiva.
One last slide to go to this study. Everybody enjoy? We're going to take questions in a minute.
Esta es la última diapositiva y espero que todo el mundo le esté gustando este estudio.
Okay. Verse 13 again, Genesis 6:13, the final time we're going to read it today.
Génesis 6:13, nuevamente, por última vez lo vamos a leer.
Elohim said to Noach, the end of all living beings has come before me. For because of them, the earth is filled with violence. I will destroy them along with the earth. Okay, once again, we have the earth, the same word that we had before.
Una vez más tenemos la palabra tierra, la misma palabra que vimos anteriormente.
Okay, it's the word eretz again.
Es la palabra eretz.
And he said, I'm going to destroy them along with the earth.
Y dice, yo los voy a destruir a ellos junto con la tierra.
Meaning, he's going to destroy the people.
Significando de que él va a destruir a los seres humanos.
Together with the animals.
Junto con los animales.
the trees,
los árboles,
the food,
la comida,
all the plants are going to be destroyed.
todo árbol, todas las matas que van a ser destruidas.
Everything was going to perish.
Todo iba a perecer.
But then after a year,
Y
or a
des-
little bit more than a year,
Pero después de un año,
things would be born again.
todo nació de nuevo.
Okay? But it's because of us.
Es por causa de nosotros.
If we make God happy,
Si nosotros hacemos a Elohim, Jehová, contento,
then we save our souls
salvamos nuestras almas
because we're in charge of our hearts.
porque estamos a cargo de nuestro corazón.
But if you don't,
Pero si no,
then your destruction will make other people sick with sin.
entonces tu destrucción va a contaminar a otras personas.
Now, with this concept,
Ahora, en este concepto,
when God said to Israel, remove all those people from the land I'm giving you,
cuando Jehová dijo al pueblo de Israel, quita a todas esas personas que en la tierra, que están en la tierra que te voy a dar,
because they will become a snare to you.
porque ellos iban a ser de mal para ti.
Anybody ever get some fruit?
¿Alguien ha comprado alguna fruta?
Like
Ellos iban a hacer una trampa para ti.
like a box of strawberries.
¿Alguien alguna vez ha comido alguna fruta como una caja de fresas?
What happens if one of them goes bad and you leave it in there?
¿Qué sucede si unas de ellas se dañan y las dejas dentro junto con las
The
otras?
whole box goes bad.
Toda la caja se daña.
Okay? So here, Jehovah says, because of us.
Aquí Jehová dice por causa de nosotros.
This is the power that we have.
Ese es el poder que nosotros tenemos.
That if we follow God's word,
Que si nosotros seguimos la palabra de Jehová,
then we keep God happy.
que hacemos a Jehová contento.
At minimum, if you follow God's word,
Por mínimo, si sigues la palabra de Jehová,
He will save you
Él te va a salvar
when He destroys the rest.
cuando Él destruya al resto.
How many people are ready to die?
¿Cuántas personas están listos para morir?
Are you ready? Or you need some more time? Okay? You don't want to have Hamas.
Tú no quieras tener jamás.
All right. Okay, that's the end of section number 8.
Ese es el final de la sección número 8.
We got through a fair amount of slides tonight.
Pasamos una porción grande de diapositivas.
Any questions on Skype?
Algunas preguntas en Skype.
Did you get your question answered there, Mr. Marty?
¿Tienes tus preguntas, Martín?
Yeah.
Pregunta.
What?
It's clear. Está bien.
Pregunta.
You got two people talking.
Who's got a pregunta?
Yo, Elba.
Go ahead, Elba.
Quería saber entonces si puede lo que el padre hizo, destruirlo, puede volverlo a hacer igual, o puede ser la tierra, pero no puede ser la misma tierra, sino que tiene que ser algo diferente. Perdón. José, lo que el padre, mi pregunta es, entonces, ¿cuál es la respuesta correcta de que si el padre, lo que él puede destruir todo, y él puede volverlo a hacer igual todo, pero ya como en otras condiciones, así como José, el ejemplo de José, que ya no es el mismo, es diferente?
Okay, the question of Elba is, knowing that Jehovah can destroy everything, and he did destroy everything, would he make everything the same, or would it be different? What would be the right answer to this?
He didn't destroy everything.
Él no destruyó todo. It's like when he destroyed it, like
He-
when it comes back alive and he puts it back together, it will be the same or it won't.
You mean, is it more meaning the new heaven and new earth?
Señora hermana Elba, ¿está usted preguntándose sobre el nuevo cielo y la nueva tierra o referente al
No.
ser humano?
Referente a la pregunta y al ejemplo que usted dio de su misma vida, que usted es diferente ahora, ya no es el mismo.
Okay.
El ejemplo con con lo que él puede restituir todo, claro, pero
Okay, her question goes based more about like what my answer about if he can rebuild any or make something new when it's already broken. What I said about myself, so like it would knowing that now he made me different because he broke me into pieces. I was destroyed. Okay, let's say I was destroyed. And now because I'm walking with him, now I'm a new creation.
Yeah, he's the potter and you're the clay.
Sí, recordemos que él es el alfarero y nosotros somos la masilla.
And he didn't destroy everything, he put it in a box.
Y él no destruyó completamente todo, él lo puso en una caja.
He saved the good stuff in a box.
Él salvó lo bueno en una caja.
Okay? So,
ya, okay. Ya.
all right. All right, any other questions on Skype? Any other questions on WebEx? Any other questions in the room?
All right.
Yes, Mr. M.
All right, so there was 10 generations before the earth got violent. All right, 10 generations. How many years we talking about here? What is it, 1,000 years? 10 generations?
I'd have to look up the numbers, but it's 10 generations.
Okay, so today, as we live in today, you know, the Lord says, as the day of Noah, we see the violence and we see all this increasing of Hamas raising up to the sky, and more than 10 generations passed already since this happened, obviously. So the Bible says that if it wasn't for Yeshua, that he's sitting at the right hand of the Abba, of the Father, that he's interceding for us, he will finish this earth a long time ago, right? I mean, according to what we live in now. So that's grace. That's the grace of the Lord, that he's patiently waiting for people to repent and come back and restore our lives and be a new creation.
Yeah, he gives you the opportunity, and there's no date on it. There's no date on it.
Él te da la oportunidad y no hay una fecha en esto, para esto.
That's why Yeshua said, only the Father knows the hour of the day.
Y por eso dice el Padre, dice Yeshua que solamente el Padre sabe la hora y el tiempo.
He's the one who determines when the end happens. Our job is just to proclaim the law and live the law and follow Yeshua.
Solo Él sabe cuándo es el tiempo y nuestro trabajo es simplemente proclamar a Yeshua y las leyes.
Okay?
Man,
All right, any other questions here? Grab the microphone, Mr. Oscar.
Why we see Yeshua said that it would be at the time of Noah when the time is going to end? Because we don't have, we know it was like 100 years after God spoke to Noah, that the flood started, but why Messiah referring to that time?
Okay.
La
Spanish.
pregunta es ¿por qué se refiere a a Noé que los días finales van a ser como en el tiempo de Noé. ¿Por qué se refiere a esto? Why it talks about it?
Because we're seeing the complete destruction of the world.
Porque estamos viendo la destrucción completa del mundo.
And what do I mean by that?
¿Y qué quiero decir con esto?
When the word of God is hated,
Cuando la palabra de Dios es odiada.
when faggots are attacking a church in Austin, Texas this week,
Cuando, como vemos que los homosexuales atacaron una iglesia en Texas esta semana.
it shows that we've passed a very bad marker.
Nos muestra que ya hemos pasado la marca hace rato.
And as we just saw over the last couple weeks in this study,
Y como vimos las enseñanzas de unas semanas atrás,
it said the earth was filled with Hamas.
dice que la tierra estaba llena con Hamás, con odio.
Well, you got to start filling up somehow.
Ahora debes tú empezar a llenar una cubeta, algo con algo, de alguna manera.
And we're reaching the point of the bucket being filled.
Y estamos llegando al punto de que esta cubeta esté llena.
So, if it's the time of Noach,
Si es el tiempo de Noé
and Torah is inscribed in our heart,
y la Torah está escrita en nuestro corazón,
and we know that the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for sexual perversion,
y sabemos que Jehová destruyó a Sodoma y a Gomorra por causa de la perversión sexual,
we're really reaching the time of the end.
y estamos realmente llegando al fin.
But we have to study this to know when does it finally end.
Pero debemos estudiar esto para entender cuándo esto acontece, cuándo es que esto sucede.
And the other part about this is that God saves the righteous,
La otra parte es que Jehová salva a los justos,
those that are walking in spirit and in truth in their heart.
aquellos que están caminando en espíritu y en verdad.
So it'll be like in the time of Noach,
Será como en el tiempo de Noé.
you might be the only one in your family following the Lord.
Tal vez seas tú el único siguiendo la palabra de Jehová en tu familia.
And the Lord will be able to save you and your family.
Y Jehová tal vez te salvará a ti y a tu familia.
So this is why how important the father's role is in the family.
Por esto es que el papel del padre en la casa es muy importante.
So this is why Yeshua says it'll be like in the time of Noach.
Por eso es que Yeshua dice, será como en el tiempo de Noé.
All right, any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
All right, let's close in prayer.
Vamos a cerrar en oración.
Thank you, Lord, for your blessing today. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to share about your word. Thank you, Lord, for your wisdom. May we gain some more wisdom tonight. In your name, Yeshua. Amen.
Shalom, this is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman. I would personally like to thank you for tuning in to the Remnant's Call each and every week. You can listen to the full message on our website, bethgoyim.org. If you have drawn closer to the King of Kings, learned more about Him today, we are blessed. If you are blessed by these messages, please consider a donation to our ministry. You can go to our website, bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org, and click on the donate button. You do not have to have a PayPal account to donate. All you need is a debit card. Once again, thank you very much for listening to The Remnant's Call.
If you have not taken your first steps to be born again, just ask God's help. Remember, it's His loving grace that has come to find you. No one is worthy or able to reach God, but God can reach us, and He's reaching out to you now. Just open your heart and let Him in. His arms are open, and the blessing of salvation and eternal life are waiting for you. Don't let it wait any longer.
Ya Adonai, panavoleka, vikuneka, Yisa Adonai, panavoleka, vayasem lecha, shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift His face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you His shalom. Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture, truly the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend the day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into His eternal Word, not with just one or two scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of His kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to Him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close this Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's Parasha. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many, many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.